Hello, and welcome to another pop video. This one is, I'll say, a bit of a heap check. I've been winning quite a bit. I've been playing a lot of Naya Wildfire mostly. That deck's just so good, so consistent, so powerful. This is an idea that I've had around for a while, and never managed to make, good basically, which is the Mardu Ephemerate type deck, but instead of playing black, we'll play green and get chrysalis. And then we're just putting in some other cool things. So I quite like the idea of wild growth, just as it's a mana dog that can't be killed. It's not that powerful a card, but it's still, a 1/1 in. There's not another effect that's like this. I mean, there's the Utopia Spore, but only targeting forests is such a drawback. And then the idea is that, we'll try and get to basically accelerate our mana on turn 2, and then turn 3 play a 4-mana spell. Chrysalis obviously just comes the board up completely. I'm on Acid Moss and Cleansing Wildfire, and just if I run into a Tron deck, it'd be really funny. And then Boarding Party is another card that is almost potentially under, and obviously it's incredibly strong in Ponza. Red Green Monster's kind of gone away a bit, but this card's just silly. These 11 cards that all cheat on mana so aggressively. The idea is that we're just going to try and cast these and hope they win us the game. I've had kind of looks at similar decks. And, it's basically red green monsters, but a bit less controlling, a bit worse. Trying to justify why the Ephemerate's in. I mean, Ephemerate Avenging Hunter's okay. Ephemerate Ardent Elementalist is okay. It doesn't really fit with it, but the other card I just want to try is Minister of Obligations, which is from one of the Ravnica blocks. And have you read this card? This card's just so good, above rate for the format. It doesn't always, getting a die trigger is quite hard, but this seems incredibly powerful. It's never really found a home. This is just kind of a mid-rangey deck. They might help us fight for the initiative. They might just do some blocking. This is one of the cards that to me is almost like borderline above rate and it's never really found a home. Sideboard, we're trying to justify why we're playing white for this Ephemerate package. We're going to have some Dust to Dust, bunch of Red Blast, bunch of Green Blast, of Weather Storms, because we've not got anything to kind of help, against burn or aggressive decks. We're not on any sweepers, we're not on very much graveyard hate, so there's a lot of ways it could go askew, but hopefully run into some kind of favourable matchups, and this half of our deck, there's a lot of heavy lifting. There's a lot of our deck gets us there. Obviously, the Jund package, Ichabod Spring Deadly Dispute effects. What's left to be said about them? It's just so powerful. It's so consistent. Each one of them helps you find the rest. Keeps you chained together. Whereas the Ardent Elementalist Ephemerate is obviously much more susceptible to be broken up. But it's a powerful engine in a bunch of decks. Why not try it here? We're going to give this a go. Don't think it's going to go very well, but we'll see. Forgot to start recording. Right, so on the play, we'll keep this. It's going to be a turn 3 Acid Moss, and see what we do. Got some interaction. Just love putting this on a bridge. If you're going to get blown out, make sure you get completely blown out if you try and wildfire or something. But Brent's Mortar 5. This is typically where I'm thinking Boggles and Spy, neither of which will go too well for us. I mean, Boggles could be good if we can kill that, their low land Utopia Spore type thing. We get to kill it. Spy we're just never beating. Their mid-range plan will be way too good for us. We're not going to kill them before they start winding some ways. Well, it's a green deck. Could still be elves. Elves sometimes would mulligan a lot, I guess, to a good hand. Could be Ponza, like a red green monster deck as well. I guess this is Spy then. Spy or somebody else is up to no good. Yeah. Or maybe just like straight up Wolves combo. So the Ponza elements aren't going to be as good against that. We've got a choice as to whether we just bolt this or try and set up for our Acid Moss on turn 3. Obviously we can't really do both. With them only having one card, I mean, like, I feel like I'm heavily incentivized to just bolt this and call it a day. I could play the Forest, Wild Growth this, and then bolt, and if I draw an untapped land, I'm still good to go. That seems better than... oh, wrong way. I guess the order on this doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess this is better than just playing the bridge so that I can, guarantee have 2 mana next turn, 3 mana next turn. This is also 3 mana. Again, Wild Growth is a powerful effect. Opponent gets to go... what is this? Masked Vandal. Oh, God! What? That's not a Masked Vandal. Ah, but our deck still doesn't do anything. I see, I see. Well, as I say, we're never beating Wolves. Crazy that they wouldn't do this last turn. What? Crazy that you wouldn't target the land. We'll take what we get. Obviously, that's why they've left the Caretaker in the graveyard. So the second one can do it. That's funny. I appreciate that. Still had all these. So yeah, we're still not up to much. Can we find something to be up to before the opponent can what we're saying, find a lead the Stampede? Well, slowly. It's not a great start, is it? I think this is the same as I played the Blue-Black Madness and just ran into a Wolves type deck that moved to 4 or 5 and just crushed me. It's one of these, even if we get out of this game, it's not going well for the future. Well, I can't remember tapping one of them there as well. Obviously this isn't even good, they've got all the mana in the world here anyway. They just have a Spy, they win. Oh no, there's still going to be a land in the deck, right? Well, I get to kill their swamp, which isn't nothing. So that's all the lands out of the deck. Again, we get to kill their swamp, we don't get to do anything else. That would just be greedy. We could rumble first. Guess we'll rumble first. I did think this. I've got these rumbles, but basically there's so many like spells in my deck that so often they're just going to see 2 lands, aren't they? I guess I'll take the mountain. This means I could choose to keep the spawn around. I don't know how much that's going to matter. I think I'm just going to do this and play the bridge. Seems muchness. They did reveal the hand a while back with the theme of Walpole, was it? The I don't know. I believe the Stampede fixes everything. Did they cast a second Langra? makes sense. And the Caretaker's the problem because that's the black mana. There's another Masked Vandal in here, which can't actually exile anything. I know there was a Troll as well. And just the Generous End's going to cause us trouble. I guess our best case is that they play this, we cascade into a Bolt. It can happen. We can cascade into a Bolt or an Elementalist. And we just draw the Elementalist. I mean, seems like we just machine gun down there. We just kill these two, right? Play this, get back Bolt. Bolt this. I mean, we could Wildfire a land and draw a card, but we just want to tie them off mana as much as we can. Ephemerate this. Get back Bolt. Bolt this. Might as well play the land. So, yeah, I get, we've kind of seen the other side of what we were trying to do. So we're going to have to shoot this next turn as well. This gives me 2 mana back. But the Masked Vandal was, past the point of really mattering too much. Don't want to see another way to make black mana. That's fine. Let's go. So Ephemerate this. Get back Ephemerate. No response. 4, 8 mana, so we can go. I guess we go boarding party first. Just to see what we hit. I'm kind of interested in just killing their lands rather than fetching more of ours. Again, they've got this, but they've only got so many defenders. I don't, we could play it tighter. We could have kept the Ephemerate. We didn't need to use it straight away, but I don't see a world that it matters. I don't see how it matters. So they've got 3 mana. Need the Stampede, but they can't do anything else. I mean, we can Aquarian. They can't do anything else. We could get back the Bolt and kill this in our turn if we wanted to. Where's this gone? Get back the Ephemerate. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. Wildfire this. Mountain. I don't think any of this really matters, does it? Play the Avenging Hunter. Take the initiative. Find a land. Eventually. Attack for 6. Korean Ranger doesn't do anything, that's quite funny. I mean, it's a... this is a convincing board state, we just had to get incredibly lucky to get here. That's so funny. We're even going to do the Ephemerate block thing. Let's make sure we're not auto-orders, so we get to do it right. Ephemerate this. Get back a Bolt. No response. And actually, we can even Bolt you and just kill you that way. Oh wait, no, we can even we can trap you. That's even better. get the style points. Does that work? I'm pretty sure that works. It's really bad if it doesn't. It's a trap! So I don't see any way that we win this match, but let's see what we've left ourselves. We've left ourselves 2 Thraben Charms, which is not very many Thraben Charms, so that's not good. These seem really, they're just, it's not a matchup for this, they're just going to go over the top of it. Weather Storm doesn't seem to be up to much. Dust to Dust is up to even less. I guess it's just this. This does just chump block forever still. And yeah, we just need them to mulligan to 4 again, really. That can't be too much to ask. Oh, it was 5. It was only 5. Oh, that's fine. People mulligan to 5 all the time, especially against me. Yeah, I mean, if there's a world where they just go for it, don't check our hand out first, yeah, okay, we could sneak a Thraben Charm, but I don't like our chances. Weather's just never getting there. Yeah, we've just not really got a lot for the matchup. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Ugh. I mean, can I keep? What am I even looking for? I'm looking for a Thraben Charm, which I can't find off the rumbles. Literally none of these cards do anything, right? If I mulligan, I'll just see less cards. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is what we expected. Okay. Keep this. Do I want to put back the Avenging Hunter? I mean, I definitely want these 4. This is kind of a 2-card package, but I can't afford to keep it. The Avenging Hunter is just so much mana. And then that means the Ephemerate goes away. The entire plan being that they get greedy and don't mesmeric feed us is not a good plan. Some would struggle to say it isn't a plan. We could just bolt this. Does that work some of the time? I mean, they must have another way to make mana, so surely it doesn't. And then if I at least hold off a turn, then I can make sure I get a Wildfire and can continue to play the game. I'm kind of signing myself up to Wildfire turn 2, and if they just kill me turn 2, I'm going to be a bit sad. But doing a lot of talking for a match where I've got almost very few decisions to make, right? Very, very little agency in the game. It's just, is that hand good, or did they mulligan to Oblivion? But trying to get across what's going on in my head. Opponent is thinking about it. So no creature in the graveyard yet. So they're not going to get all of the lands out of their deck to be able to spy me. I am just going to Wildfire and get myself another white mana so that we've got Thraben Charm protected, Thraben Charm safe. And then we are kind of clear up to 4 mana, so maybe there's a world where we just put our blinkers on and play our bad mid-range game plan. But doesn't sound good to me either. Don't worry. If you're thinking, wow, is that a plan? No, it's still really not. My computer's gone all laggy, which is a shame. My internet's come over quite slow. Hopefully we've fixed our internet. And just has battlements and Mesfiend and a winding way. Still no Mesfiend. Ephemerate obviously doesn't do anything for us. I can just bolt there. So playing the thing just. I guess they've got a swamp and a forest in their deck still, so I can play the chrysalis. We've seen caretaker, spy. I guess we just have to put our blinkers on, right? So you've still got too many lands in your deck. Here's a chrysalis. If I'm right and it works, then a plane to the spawn is a much more convincing way to get them to try and go off into our Thraben Charm. So I've got 1, 2, 3 mana. So we should be safe this turn, but we are definitely not safe next turn. So that's a spy, and then all the mana and all the creatures in the world. Sacking all my spawns to leave up. Sacking both my spawns to leave up mana for the charm looks very transparent. So we can play the forest, leave up bolt. Can't afford to play the boarding party without not having that 7 mana. Which puts us on for losing slowly, which is everyone's favourite way of losing. I can attack, but they can just block. And it's another thing where, to be honest, just thinking about it this long is a mistake as well. Sure, let's just land and go. We've got nothing to see here, mate. Nothing to see. I guess we've got two spells, right? So that is okay. We are back to having a plan, which is if they try and take a what's the guy called? Mesfiend us, we can bolt it and then still have Thraben Charm. We're just in trouble against a generous and a troll of Khazad and whatever else is coming to join the party. Such as Masked Vandal, who has a thing to exile now. So it's obviously further away from ever boarding the party. Losing one of our white sources is a bit rough, but again, maybe there's a way that we attack, but it's not going to work. I'm just going to auto yield. Hopefully just slam it. I'm guessing this is the troll. The trolliole. So I do really want to get that guy down, don't I? Which I can do if I sack both spawns. I overtapped. Oh no! No! We tapped one too many. Why did I say both spawns for? I only meant one spawn. That's so funny. It's so not great. Maybe they have some form of pity on me. and don't just spy and kill me. That's so funny. Oh. So with the other spawn back, it's an extra creature for the Thraben Charm, so I could start like Thraben Charm picking stuff off, but we've only got 1 white mana anyway. I mean, if we draw another chrysalis, I can even kill this for another land. So we're taking 12 here. Doesn't seem much of a way through this. Losing Ephemerate guy has to be terrible for me. Putting a creature in the bin turns on the mass vandal I think they have as well. Sure. Sure. Yeah, I'm not convinced that keeping the spawn would have helped us enough anyway. I'll keep playing because I don't know what I could draw, but maybe there's something. Maybe they just go for it now. A massive Nyx-born Hydra. Oh. They are really making you feel it, aren't they? This doesn't seem absolutely terrible in a way. Now I don't need to keep a Thraben Charm back. I mean, it does suck that they have. Yeah, okay, having a bunch of extra flyers is going to do it. There's no way through. So that was probably closer to what I was expecting. We were, a bit. I was going to say a bit unfortunate. We didn't kind of get our. We were like a mana away from being functional, but that's what happens when your deck looks like this. Rumble as a one-off mana pump isn't quite the same as the other option I was going to play for a while was the red-green spider guy that untaps. I kind of want to keep this, but it also doesn't do anything, but I'm a bit salty after last game. Turn 2 Rumble, and like Hunter is some pressure. Massive Moss doesn't do anything in the matchup, so that's basically dead. It obviously should be a mulligan, but I've hit keep now. On the play, I'm more for just keeping a hand that will hopefully function. Really selling the deck again, aren't I? Yeah, on the play, I'm more for keeping a hand that will hopefully function and do apply some pressure. Than I would be if I was on the draw. We really want to find a forest. We do find a forest. Their hand's not that scary. This can get us a red-green duel. Just lets us start wildfiring things. We're going to be wildfiring the lands. Problem is they've got black sources. So, the forest is there. Yeah, he's just gone. So, this. Don't have a mana drop, we're kind of keeping them off of 4 mana, which is not how I was expecting the game to go. They don't play their forest out? I know they played the swamp for the turn, didn't they? Ken being a bit of a muppet. think I just want to kill their forest. I've got the other one can go after their the other Asimos or the Wildfire even can go after the swamp. We're gonna have 3 6 mana, which is 5 get an untapped land, Wildfire. They've done all the Wildfire's work for me. Get a mountain. So I think they have a forest in hand still. They drew that other swamp. That's hilarious. So this kind of looks like they might even have a spy, but if they've got both their swamps in hand, it's no good. Oh, sorry, because they drew that other swamp, they still can get up to 4 mana. So they've got a forest in hand for their 4th mana, but currently it's no good. So let's scry. And I can keep Ephemerate for the Avenging Hunter. But that's not going to do anything. Hilarious. Green, white, green, green. 5, 6. Border party. All aboard. Wild growth, hilarious again. Just on a random forest. Doesn't seem like it matters. Yeah, I think they've got a spy, and we're just going to keep them off of 4 mana by killing lands rather than killing overgrown battlements. No! Oh no, but they've not got 4 creatures. They've not got 4 creatures. Flash Gordon's alive! What does this do? Goad a creature or make a treasure. I guess I'll have a treasure to go with all the rest of my lands. Mana. So they can let 1 through. Oh, I should have gone for Arena. So I could draw a card if I drew an Ephemerate. Hilarious. So I have to block 1. I nearly goofed it, biffed it. Feels good. This feels good. They drew the swamp so that when I wildfired them, they couldn't get a basic land. That was unbelievably lucky. When I say I've been like my results have been pretty good, this sums it up. Just absolute jamminess. That's so funny. Right, so on the draw in round 2, obviously this hand is typical of the deck. This hand's fine. I'm going to put back the Ephemerate. Hope the vault's good. The Ministrant is certainly a bit of a clunky looking card. We can't cast it. You know, what does it do? But you know, my argument is that it's underrated. You just will gun me, make a load of bodies. If they're playing Jund, for example, it seems like a real pig to tidy up. It does look like Jund. What do we discard? I am tempted to just discard the Ministrant or a Bolt. Probably the Bolt. We don't need 2. And again, we're basically looking for like rumble into an untapped land. And we can bridge, but the bridge doesn't really do anything for us. Straight away, at least. Let's rumble, see what we can stumble into. I guess I'll take a chrysalis. I won't pretend to be too unhappy about it. Yeah, awkward not playing anything, not doing anything until turn 4, but hopefully against junk we have a bit of time to consider our options, ponder our life. Ugh. Okay, now it's the ministry. Is it just another bolt? I've got all these chrysalis. Yeah, it's another bolt. Who needs bolts? Won't be a third refurb. That'd be silly. Untap land still goes really hard. The missing land drops. Well. God, it'd be tempting to kill this spawn when your opponent just does absolutely nothing. Choice in our end then whether we play the chrysalis and set up for party or just play the moss, take what's good. Oh, this is Grixis not. So against Grixis I think I would rather have the what do you call it? Bolts, because Black Mage's Rod is a problem. But we've got a load of Dust to Dust, so there's a way through this match, which is draw our 3 sideboard cards. Chrysalis kind of locks down the board a bit. Acid Moss, kill this, get a forest, take out 4. I'm just going to play a bit scared. We have to play to the board eventually, respect that something's going on. Turn 4, Stone Rain you is just not, Turn 4 on the draw, play Stone Rain is just not what I'm about, or anyone should be about. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're going to win game 1 here. Quark is kind of a problem. I need my Eldrazi spawns, I need them. Spellbomb is fine though. How do I block? And they can try and sack some artifacts to kill my guys. But I needed my spawns, I needed them. I guess if they've got a Galv Blast, this just kills me, right? We'll do the thing. So we would have been better off acid mossing, but I guess it was a 2 for 1. Ugh. Again, deck not looking good in our game 1s. What do we even get here? The problem is this Ministrant's never dying to trade up with these refurbs. I guess I get a mountain. I'm about ready to call it quits. I think if I draw a land I might carry on. Well, we did draw a land. Okay, we're just never winning this game, aren't we? Like, we can't gain life. They're eventually gonna find a thing that kills us. So I want some Dust to Dusts. Ministrant's gonna stay in for this matchup. Wild Growth seems good. Avenging Hunter's a bit awkward. Good to ramp to, but I don't want them taking the initiative off me. Do I just cut the bolts? I can see cutting the bolts, but I don't do that much. Yeah, right. We'll win this. I'm going to play. We can actually keep this. We probably should now keep the hand game one. I can't remember quite what it was, but obviously we didn't do anything, so it can't have been any good. I think did we rumble? And then hit, yeah. Rumble being a one-off mana pump, mana jump is very much not a wildfire. It is if you've got if you've got the land to follow up and play an impactful spell on turn 4, but in that case we're missing the land to go with the rumble. That's what we kind of found out. But we're going to be able to find a second white source or a second green source. That's our choice. Second green source for the acid moss we have, or second white source for the dust to dust that could just end the game. Obviously, we draw either. Well, I was going to say either a red or a white source. It makes a decision for us, but. Opponent with obviously no idea why we might possibly want to fetch up another white. And they pass with mana up. I kind of just want to play my minister and not get my dust to dust counted, because even if I skip a turn, it's still going to be good. Dusting. Like, even if I dust them on when they're on 3 lands back down to 1. You know, the thing being on play makes a difference. Don't know quite what the counterspell I'm kind of saying I'm playing around here is, but and it goes to clean up. We go to bash. I could rumble. There's basically nothing we can hit and play. It's just lands. Yeah. So we're definitely just dusted us 2 lands, right? And then we've got 2 mana left that we don't play anything with. Do we even attack? I guess not. I kind of want to. Just show that I'm happy this being flipped. But that's mostly for showing off rather than it being the right play. And here's our acid mossable. And what we can even go chrysalis acid moss. I guess I'll go after the island. Tempting to go after the swamp because of spell bomb when I've got the elementalists, but that doesn't really matter, does it? This into Thoughtcast into more lands is still more threatening. So another one of those, please, dealer. Any changes? Much as I was talking about the ministrant, I'd much rather had a bolt against a neutral monitor than a ministrant, so let's run this. And again, we just want to dust somebody. And that's all we're here to do. I like dusting. Let's actually check as to what. Ding ding ding. No second white or red. I'm going to keep. You know, that's quite a few lands. That's quite a few options to draw to. White mana or red mana. Obviously, if it doesn't work, we're just sat doing absolutely nothing again. But hello, darkness, my old friend. Let's have a look at some quick Affinity lists, if there are any. This guy's played a challenge. We can look at their list from back then. And yeah, there might be some envelopes. Well, things aren't looking good for us. Well, they're not. You know, they're not looking bad for us, but yet. but our hand has not developed how we wanted it to. Hello. I mean, with this, I think I can just run a thing into an envelope and get them on the second one, right? It's got to be better than anything else. And if they don't have it, they're just in the bin. So I think they counter this one. I think it's if they have 2 envelopes, then yeah, good game. It's better than taking a turn off to play the ministrant and then basically them just advancing their board, we're not advancing ours. Am I discarding this ministrant again, or am I discarding one of the 2 wildfires? I'll discard a wildfire. Good for me. If they don't have a 4th land, then we can put them back into the Stone Age. We would like that. That would be beneficial. Right, back you go. They can keep black mana, I think. No. You can keep red mana. So they've got a draw here. Well, red mana would make me feel a lot better, especially sooner, so I can get the wildfire into another red, get the elementalist going, get the dust to dust back. This is such a clunky hand. It's got powerful cards in it, apart from these stupid 2 mana 2/1s that don't do anything. 3 mana 2/1, sorry, that don't do anything. So they probably have some toxin analyses in their deck, whether they're still in there. But we've kind of got choices to chrysalis for effective, choice of playing out chrysalis versus not playing out chrysalis. I think I'm going to play out chrysalis. It is tempting to add an elementalist back, the dust to dust. That's very tempting. Because then I can, again, the ministrants are just buying me all the time in the world. And even if they die and just flip, that's still kind of good for me. So the plan is just to dust as much dust as anyone has ever dusted. And I'll be blocking this, getting into all sorts of combat. So I kind of expect they'll crack the Wellspring to draw a card, clear the way a bit. Just attack the 2, okay. And this feels good in that if they hold up mana to try and stop the dust to dust, and I can just play a chrysalis, that still feels okay. So having the threat of this means they have to play so awkwardly. I guess we don't have that much life. They've just got, they've got to have something in their hand. If it's a bunch of galvanic blasts, that could be how we get into a lot of trouble very quickly. So I think we're playing the chrysalis. The thing we don't want to see is sack the board apart from or blast you, sack the board. No, because sacking the board, they can't Crackland Shaman without killing the ministrant. Yeah, so we are, it's basically Black Mage's Rods and Galvanic Blasts are the problem. And cast downs. I'm keeping the spawns because I've got so much stuff to do with mana. I just want mana in my next turn. Maybe I should have been attacking for 2. I'm going to do the weird, like, sack these. I guess it prevents damage at least. See? They did something. Eventually. Eventually. Red, green, green, and white. Just another chrysalis, right? And then I'll attack 2. Whoa, feeling some dusting coming on though. Oh, I feel some dusting. Ugh. I think I'm just going to discard the acid moss. This 4 mana rampant growth. Because if they had a great furnace, it would have been tempting. We're not miles away from the point where we just start dusted us and their creatures instead either. But see, if I can put them back down to 3 lands, I would. The chrysalis just keep on chrysalising. Let's wildfire here first. And this guy does have a mountain in their deck, so wildfiring them doesn't stone rain. We'll see if this gets blue blasted. If it gets enveloped, now we're talking. But again, they know about the dust to dust. Another chrysalis and an avenging hunter. I can get behind an avenging hunter. He ends the game relatively quickly. There was a spot there where they could have what's it called? They could have gal blasted me. That was a bit risky. Now we're just staying back with these. Keep the initiative. And we'll keep the mountain in our hands. Any further refurbs? Don't like that I'm giving them time to deadly dispute this away and I'm only at 10. But it also feels like we might be kind of quickly turning the corner. I feel like they've already got 2 Gout Blasts. That's what I feel in my heart. And if I can forge this, maybe even forge a flyer, make a 3-1, 3-3. Doesn't really matter, does it? Forging this so it can kind of trade profitably into, attack profitably into the mirror and force with trample is pretty good. If they Gout Blast it, it's a Gout Blast that's not coming in my face and killing me. It took a while, and 2 dust to dust and a threat of a 3rd. I've said a lot, said the word dust an awful lot this game. But you know, I would say that the game is kind of, it's kind of played out to how I was imagining, in that, you know, the ministrants have done pretty well for themselves. What does this mean? It means I kind of want to keep my chrysalis back for a bit. They want to wipe the board. Again, we set to prevent the live game, but we've got another chrysalis in hand. Obviously, they don't know that, but it's good for us. They can't really get through. Well, they might have another Rare Enforcer. So we just block. Block, forge, Gout Blast. Where do we forge onto? Facing a question on what we feel like we're definitely casting dust to dust. If it gets enveloped, it gets enveloped. I'm not clear what we're supposed to Galv Blast, what we're supposed to dust to dust. Whether it's the refurb, whether it's 2 lands, whether it's some clues. 2 1/1 counters here. I think I kind of just want to go after the 2 clues. I'm wary of Blood Fountain. Blood Fountain back, so 1 mana Blood Fountain, 4 mana get 2 refurbs. That's tough. But them having access to 2 more cards is also not good for us. Yeah, they're at the point where they've got a lot of mana, so I just want to keep them off of cards now instead. There is an envelope. We can attack for 3, so we've got the chrysalis. There would be some way that, you know, they throw everything at so they can kill, you know, they kill the chrysalis with the Crackland Shaman. But then we would still have our flyer. I think we do want to start sacking now, just so that there's not a better time. You know, they can't Galv Blast us or anything like that. There's not a better time to do it for them. So I don't want to see Blood Fountain. I do want to see an Ardent Elementalist. I do want to see some of my expensive spells. I could arena and try and kill, like, make sure I snipe like the refurb. They're not that close to being dead. I'm going to arena on the refurb. What one do you drop? Kind of want to force the issue because I've got this Ephemerate and I've got, you know, a way to use it potentially. Like this. What do we hit? What's at the lottery for us today? A rumble. And behind that rumble, there's some lands. Can't win them all. I'll take a bridge, sure. Yeah, I've got this, you know, big idea about ephemerating. If they put a load of counters on, that, you know, deal some damage and then put a load of triggers on this. If I can reset it with Ephemerate, I can keep my chrysalis around. So I kind of want to attack, because again I do need to get the game over with at some point. This, like, attacking with chrysalis makes goading this worse, but then playing this has also made goading this worse because it's not the end of the world if they have to Crackland Shaman anyway. 10's a lot of damage, and I've got an archive coming back next turn as well. So this isn't going to work. The Ephemerate's not going to do anything here because they'll sack pre-combat to get the damage, get this dead. But basically, yeah, we've drawn some cards. They cracked 2. Whoa! They just took 6. I wasn't expecting them to just take 6. This isn't making any sense to me. I don't know what they're doing. Why would you do this after? to make sure they didn't get got by something else. This is going to work really well. So I can ephemerate this to keep it around and then sack the spawn to put a counter on it. Because it's going to be a 2-3 and then a 3-4 with 1 damage. A little ephemerate that could. We found a home, but again I think we may have found a home because we were fortunate with how they played, in that they didn't want to stop this in combat. Again, the initiative's really good. That's all 4 reverbs. There's just these blasts, but maybe they had 1 in hand. They can't have that many. Blood Fountain, that's scary. Just kind of vault. So they can have a maximum of 1 blast in hand. Let's draw the card first. Definitely archives. Definitely just another card. Could be anything. Could be a land. And then I think I let this go. If I draw an elementalist, I'd rather attack. Would I rather attack? If I draw an elementalist, it's already good enough. Obviously, if I'd drawn one there, I would have ephemerated something. But having not, it feels fine not to. So I can attack for 6. They'd get the initiative for a turn. They can currently double refurb, well, only single refurb, sorry. So if I only attack for 3, I should be able to keep the initiative. They crack, refurb. Yeah, it's just this. Let's not overthink it anymore. Throne of the Dead 3, 10 cards to find, again, probably an Ardent Elementalist. Could be an Avenging Hunter. So they are going to get the initiative. So they're going to get the initiative. They have to attack with 2. And this seems fine. Unless they have an untapped land, I get to take it back. The point is I don't block. They do get an untapped land. Oh, I forgot. Oh, no. No, now they get 2 refurbs, or a refurb and a neutron. Oh, I should have kept 3 guys back. I should have kept those 3 back. We've been trying to play around Galeblast all day. They Force Cast instead. That's interesting. That's interesting to me. That guy doesn't fly. I mean, it's 4/4 and I'm at 6. It's not nothing. What do you get? A Mere Enforcer and a guy and just put a load of power on play. I was kind of more worried about the flyers, but you might be right. You might well be right. Mere Enforcer. It's a lot of boys. All of the boys have turned up. So I can attack for 1. Proc. Initiative. Proc Throne of the Dead 3. I can block here. I need to find 2 more blockers, or a way to deal with 2 creatures. Neither of which this is. believe we're just dead. And I believe this is game 3. Yeah, game 3. That's a shame. That's a shame. As it turns out, it didn't really, we just drew three pieces of air in a row, which is, again, the downside of not having the power of bargains and wellsprings. Yeah, we had better draws, we had better hits off of the thing. If we'd have hit like a elementalist into dusted us 2 of these, we'd have been presumably okay. If we'd have kept back and not, we'd have kept all 3 guys back, it wouldn't have mattered in the. I guess we might have drawn different cards. What would have happened then? They couldn't have bolted and killed our guy, but again, we're at risk of killing our face. They still just get to. We'd keep the initiative for a turn, so we'd lose a blocker. They wouldn't be able to Blood Fountain for an extra. So they haven't got the extra land, but they didn't end up using that. Yeah, it's just. We weren't quite. The game went one way, went the other, and didn't end up going in our favour. I'm not sure I've got the energy to kind of really analyse any deeper than that. Right, we're playing round 3. We could turn 3 a rumble, but let's see. While we're doing something, not everything there. I'm going to keep. I don't want to move to 5. Maybe it'll be Tron. Maybe it will be Tron. I'll put back one of the acid mosses. At least pulling by so much to do. I'll just draw something else to do. Sure. We are, either winning this game because acid moss is good, or losing this game because acid moss is bad. Let's not try and make it anything more complicated than that. And acid moss is bad. Well, you win some, you lose some. Oh, okay. Yeah, neither. Obviously, this is more terror. This is terror, but fairies. Not a deck where just playing a load of 4 mana sorceries is where I would like to be. Although getting a bunch of mana under yourself is good. Trying to work out whether it matters where I put this wild growth, and I think the answer is it doesn't. So I might as well put it on the forest. We've got 3 mana. They've seen that we can't do anything with 3 mana, and we didn't have anything better to do other than just wild growth anyway. So maybe in some world they start tapping start tapping lands. Don't hold up counterspell. It's beneficial to us to just get a spell countered and get one of these 3-4 mana do nothings out of our hand for the pleasure. But we do have a load of red blast type stuff going on, so hopefully post board it. 6 red blasts make this manageable. Based on what we've done, you've got to think they're leaving up. No, maybe not. I was going to say you've got to think they're leaving up mana, because you don't keep and not do anything, and we didn't do anything on 3, so we must have something on 4 is what I would have expected. Oh, okay, yeah, that works. Let's bottom that. We just need to rip land, or we're dead. Dead? Yeah, we're dead. Fine, I'll see one more card. Maybe they've actually just got nothing going on. I would probably start with the acid mosses over a chrysalis, just because Well, again, it's expecting to leave up mana because I need the chrysalis and the acid mosses. Don't do anything. I guess I've not got a great idea of what we're up to, but they've probably seen enough. Fine. I don't know what we could see off this that will stay around. That's not it. So let's have 6 blasts, and let's cut. The bolts don't seem great. We need to be careful to wild growth onto non-bridge cards. Wildfire's a bit baity. I don't think I'm going to have Raven Charms. We don't make that. We don't really make enough creatures. We don't want the acid mosses for sure. I guess like the acid mosses are worse than bolts. The bolt can kill a delver still. I'm torn between the bolts and the Thraben Charm, so we don't make enough creatures for Thraben Charm to be consistently good. However, Murmuring Mystic is like the problem that Charm deals with and Bolt doesn't. Okay, let's just split. And let's not worry about this too much. So again, we've got a pile of red blasts, we've got some big green creatures, stuff going on, but on the other hand, obviously Blue Tower is a very efficient, very strong deck, and we're down again, so don't love our chances at the minute. Again, speaks highly of the deck. This is turn 3, try and Wildfire, get it red blasted and die. I'd love to swap this Ephemerate for land. I'll keep this. Put back the elementalist because it's just a 4 mana red spell to be blue blasted. At least we can cast that though, or likely cast it. Maybe I'll put back the Avenging Hunter. Sure. So bridge. Expecting to go mountain, wild growth mountain, rumble, look for a land. Wild growth this. Rumble. So we can cast this chrysalis off of the spawn token, and then that lets us kind of start casting other spells. I'm just taking a chrysalis. That's why I cast many chrysali as I can in a game. And to do that, you've got to take them. The land was kind of the safe choice. It gets a drawing party. But if we just draw, the chrysalis is a much bigger payoff. If I just draw a land, and we go to town. And we're playing relatively, I think we're actually on 21 lands, which is more than a lot of decks tend to actually play. Shock and horror. Need to be a bit more careful about our spawns now. I guess if they'd have took that last one, we'd have been in big trouble, but an artful dodge, good to know. So next turn is the snake turn. 2 delvers, so I really don't want an initiative. I could initiative and ephemerate to almost take it back. That's obviously very risky. But who am I if not a risky gamer. I think I'm going to hunter, get a mountain, and let them know. And again, a lot of the point here is that it's not just the blue blast protecting. It's the fact that Demon Fury sucks, but Sleep of the Dead, for example, I can Ephemerate away from. Or Ephemerate to reset them on the initiative. Mental note, sure. Terror. I'm going to blast this one. Oh, they had to. I forgot I didn't realise they didn't actually take the initiative. That's interesting. So if we draw a mountain, or if we draw an untapped land, and we can Ephemerate elementalist, that would be pretty strong. That would be pretty strong. As is, we get to. We don't really do anything here, do we? So we can wildfire this. It's not quite going to work out, is it? Currently. Guess I need to get a green so we don't just get got too bad by anything there. So I can rumble or I can hold the Ephemerate this turn. There's cool things around like Ephemerate, put 2 counters on it, win combat. Alternatively, Rumble just makes a doodah and gives me what, boarding party next turn? Doesn't feel good enough. Feels like any counter on our expensive spells and we're dead. I guess I shouldn't have played this. See, them having 2 snakes was rough. I let the first one go just trying to represent not having anything. If they had a counter spell, they didn't get a chance to use it. Boarding Party Cascade obviously is a risky thing to bank on, but okay. Don't hate seeing a land. We take 7. There's 8. Ugh. Go to 1. Oh, sorry, go to 9, go to 1 next turn. Another snake. Ding ding ding! Never didn't have it. I guess I still didn't have it, do I? So this trades with the snake. I'm just dead. Ugh. I'm just dead in the air from 8 forward. Okay. That was embarrassing, especially because I lost complete track of what was going on. But yeah, I shouldn't have played the hunter, I guess. Well, quick round. Let's just try and work out quickly, because obviously I completely lost track of that. What I should have been trying to do. This one. Oh, basically whether there was any alternate, whether there was actually oh no, it's a Junt. That's not that one. Maybe the matches haven't loaded up yet. Oh. Right, back for round 4. Let's try and be a bit less embarrassing. Keep a hand of do-nothings. Good. I mean, if I can find some targets for these bolts, and then draw a piece of mana acceleration like a wildfire, otherwise we're in. Bit of danger already. Just a bit too much at the top end. Did we draw 2? So we've drawn 60 mana of spells. Isn't great for us. Just UT and stuff. We've not really got enough. You know, we're not going to win this game 1. We've got some weathers post-board. Although Mr. Chrysalis does, with boarding party, is a pretty good clock. Got snap to kill. No, got Avenging Hunter Lightning Bolt. It's not nothing. Get another mountain, hold up our second bolt. I don't know, I don't hate our chances much anymore. I know it's turn 4 as opposed to turn 3, which is the plan, but you know, this was the intention. And especially if they're just spinning wheels. We've got 9, 11, 14 damage. Or I can scry 2 for a... You know, I'm just going to bolt them and I'm going to scry 2, I think, to try and find a land for the kill. We've got 10 untapped lands, we've got 3 looks at that. Do we keep a bolt? Obviously it's not enough, it's just whether killing a gutter snipe might matter. I think that's relatively unlikely. I'd rather just spine that land. Well, it's much of muchness, isn't it? We do still hold up our bolt. Let me say, this is what we've got going on. Are we dead? Or did we somehow, you know, not really interact very much and somehow survive till turn 6 against the Red Madness? Which would be a bit fortunate. It's also, you know, they know their back's against the wall, so need to push all the damage they can. Opponent is doing maths. So play gutter snipe. We have to let this resolve, and when we first get priority, we try and kill it. Or do we? If I try and kill it, and so say they have a lava dart. If I try and kill it, they dart me, it goes to graveyard, dart me again, and I die. So I actually need to not act first, so that I can catch both ends of the lava dart. Yeah, that makes sense. That seems like playing against this deck 101. You know, obviously, what do these do? Stashes a treasure. I don't think that will matter. So this is what we kind of talked about. I need to try and kill this whilst the lava dart's on the stack. I'm quite confused because if I was dead, I was dead anyway. There's like another fire blast, and they could have acted first. No, okay. Well, I'm glad we took the moment to think about that. So we've got a bunch of weathers. I'll have the Thraven Charms because they don't do anything else. Because there's a lot of other cards that don't do anything else. I don't want my Acid Mosses. And again, I just don't think this is quite the matchup for the Ministrant. Okay, maybe I was wrong about Ministrant. It just doesn't seem to... You know, it was good against Affinity in that, you know, it kind of did a good job of coming up the board, but it wasn't that good. And it's just not it's been not that good against everybody, right? Am I going to keep Boarding Party as kind of like all this expensive stuff in my deck? I think I have to. Am I going to keep Ministrant over Acid Mosses? I think I would rather have the expensive Explorers, which is like a really bad sign, I'll accept. I'll admit. I just can't kill these, and they're obviously not going to kill it for me. Hello, Acid Moss. You are the mascot for this round, I see. Well, nice easy mulligan. I mean, this hand, quote unquote, functions. I'm just going to keep. I've given up on this, which isn't a good sign. Obviously, we need to draw something, but turn 4 Chrysalis, turn 5 Boarding Party, we draw anything to speed that clock up a turn. We're not looking too bad. I can put back the bridge. Bit worried about running my bridge into like a cast into the fire. But I've got 72 drops. I am just going to do that. If they take their whole turn 2 off cast into the firing me, it's, it's not ideal, but here's what it is. Obviously they don't. Yeah, okay. Very, very easy to say I shouldn't have kept it. Very possible, likely that is right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 5 mana next turn, 6 mana the turn after. It's a shame we don't get to play the Chrysalis. It was a 2 mana creature in between on that, but maybe we have to now because we don't want to give them the initiative. Yeah, I can see that being a fair risk. Should have left it green for weather, but obviously maybe there's more value in not putting it on there. Thing that we're clearly trying to represent and hold up. I've seen bolts. So I want to kind of slow hand again, but obviously if this is just building up, they've got a gut sniper, they're building up mana to kill us. It's suddenly not so slow. Do we have a party or do we hunt? I think I'm just going to party. Red, green, red, green. 5, 6. Nope. Left that exposed to a bolt. Not the best. Just try and high roll something. High roll a bolt, eh? I mean, it's not. I'd much rather that be in the graveyard than on top of my deck. Well, maybe not on top of my deck, but there to draw. I'm going to leave the Chrysalis back. My life matters. I'd take the gain 2 life, opponent gains 4. And we're kind of representing something. Well, maybe the opponent doesn't know that it is actually nothing. Hey. So yeah, they want a slow old start, eh? Which means I am kind of getting more interested in both hunter and just attacking. I think I'm going to leave Chrysalis at home again on the same subject. They've got the highway robbery, so they are incentivized to just block anyway. But this means I can go on the hunt. I was wanting to leave up pretend. I was wanting to leave up pretend weather the storm, if it matters, whilst also being able to fetch white mana. I guess fetching more white mana doesn't matter. I can't imagine we're somehow making it through all these turns twice in a row against this deck. It's bonkers. But yeah, I'm kind of looking at likely Lost Dwelling into trying to find this Weather the Storm, I don't know, elementalist, Weather the Storm, all that stuff. Unless they're just dead. 4, 10, 15, not anymore. So the problem with Lost Dwelling is that it gives them all the time in the world. Oh. 4, 10, 15. And there's no way the Epicure doesn't just block the bottoming party anyway. So yeah, it's kind of turning out that if I'd been attacking against this hand, it would have been much better. I'm just going to bottom this. I saw a green card and my hopes went way up. So one attack for 11. I don't know why I passed back there. That's crazy. Not to just kill this guy. Unless I do defend the initiative. Maybe I am crazy. I'm not going to think about it. I'm either super duper dead or not. I'm just going to blast that. Obviously, they've got a highway robbery, but if they don't have a load of other spells, it might not be enough. Opponent's on the math phase. 3 damage. What? I'm getting a turn? Okay. I'm somewhat happy that I kept a bad hand, but then I did at least try and find a Weather the Storm. Made a sincere effort for it, playing to the out and then missed it. Yeah, I think I'm just running this back. Again, if they're trying to get up a load of mana, then maybe there's a world where actually Acid Moss does something. I think it's more likely than anything else here doing anything. I don't know. 1 mana, gain through life, part of the Storm Camp. Sounds also so slow. I think on the play I can do better. Okay. I'm weirdly putting back the Hunter and just needing to find some other gas. I at least want to be able to guarantee cast my chrysalis. Okay, sure. And I'll lead on this bridge for... I'll lead on this because if I draw Wildfire, this is way better. Pretending to think about casting to fire and then just not. So, was it last game we drew 16 mana of stuff for a land when we needed expensive spells, and now we've drawn the land rather than expensive spells when we have the mana? Is the way of the world. Cleansing Wildfire. That's hilarious. That's in my deck. Obviously it works with the works against wild growth, and if I'm trying to play around whatever it's called, cast into the fire effect, artifact exile effect, bridge killer. Well, they're going to get to stick their guy, but again, they move to 4, so they don't have very many resources. And we're going to get 2 chrysalis, which are already, a lot of damage. Quite the clock. I've only got 1 red source, so I was thinking whether I can wildfire and then do anything else, but the answer is not really. I'll keep these for next turn though, and then pump when it's not going to be blocked. We've got so much mana we can leave up the weather storms for the rest of the game, basically. Red, green, try and modify this. Get a mountain. Light green, try and kill this. I will probably just take my game 9. Yeah, especially if it's more than 9. And just push for damage. So we're at least now looking like we're going to be playing for the boosty. Hope you like chump blocking. It took me a while to realise that was lethal, like going to force chumps as well. Right, let's play for the boosty. Speed up. Right, we are on the draw. We are battling for the boosty. I'm going to be sneaky and look up this opponent. What have you played recently? Jund. It was Tron. Jund gamers and Tron gamers aren't that far apart. I've got 12 cards to draw to accelerate my mana. And quote unquote functions. Jund's not a quick deck. All sorts of good excuses. I say good excuses, all sorts of excuses. Wildfire battle, which it helps to have wildfire in bridges for sure. Well, the joy something to speed up our wildfire has happened. Do you want a boarding party or an avenging hunter? Avenging hunter is the riskier one. It's definitely more powerful. I could get aboard. I'm going to go aboard. All aboard. My thinking is that Avenging Hunter can lose me the game much more quickly, whereas I'm kind of interested to just see whether we've got enough mana worth of spells. Like, the CMC value of our deck is higher than their deck. Therefore, as the game goes on, we should, get a bit better. And they've only got 1 black mana. And now we're going to have elementalist, acid moss. Really put them in the bin. Jund as a deck loves its black mana sources. This is the Hive Forest is the best red-green duel to get. We didn't bring a green-white duel because we don't have that many white spells. Oh yeah, I'm just coming for this forest now. No, I'm not. I'll take a turn off and then go for that landscape. Oh, am I? Or am I just going to go for the... I'll take a turn off to chrysalis. I might even ephemerate to protect it against the cast down. It's kind of cool whilst I've got the spawn tokens hanging around. And I've got the elementalist pick back up, but again I'm going after this next opportunity. How many swamps do you tend to play? It's not, I think it's huge numbers of swamps. 3. Okay, so you're starting to run low, but you're not very close to being out. Hunter's pretty good. Pretty good when you're ahead as an avenging hunter. I think I'm still just going to kill the swamp and then do nothing with my mana. Avenging hunter Ephemerate's pretty strong. Okay, maybe you get to keep your mana again. Count yourself lucky. I know I'm playing into the Crackland Shaman board, but they don't have that many artifacts, they don't tend to have that many ways to protect it either. Sorry, toxin analysis, not ways to protect it. So I'm going to get a green and probably rumble. I'm trying another chrysalis, sure. Feels like this Ephemerate might be enough to win the game if we get to snag the protect the hunter. Make the hunter the hunted, and all that stuff. And they've only got 1 black mana source, so if they're drawing cards, have them to also be casting down. This deck's just so clunky. Just having 5 cards in hand on turn 6, and the average mana cost is 1 million. We are going to the forge. I'm going to forge up the support token. Why not? So I'm not going to boarding party yet. Feels like this is just enough damage to ask them what's going on. What are you up to? Gain 3 life, huh? Oh, there is a toxic acid there. I didn't think there would be. But it's going to work. But I am then going to chrysalis and kill a swamp. Sure. I forgot to sacrifice to gain to prevent them gaining 1 life. So, red, green. Still got all these. Fair enough. And then what we'll have, I have some dust because I kind of liked the Stone Rain plan. Keeping me off black mana. Then maybe some Thraben Charms. What would I cut? The bolts aren't great. They did have Gixians last time. I mean, maybe a Wild Growth. Wild Growth seems fine. Do I ever cut the Ardent Elementalist package? It's a deck with 3 spell bombs. And that's kind of what I'm here to do. Don't want to trim another minister, and this is, again, maybe this is what the matchup that they're for. Who knows? Fine, I'll trim a minister. We might put it back in if we are made to play another game. Okay, again, Ministrum, it's a really good rate, but I do see the point that it just doesn't really do a lot. Maybe Ministrum with Ashnod's Doctor. It's just a lot of boys. Sorry, I don't know why I was getting tired. I don't know why I was thinking on that. And we'll keep this. Put back the Ministrant of the Avenging Hunter. Put back the Avenging Hunter. We're still quite ways away from doing that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I think I should probably put back the Ministrant. My thinking was I'll keep at least one, card I can look to play, even though casting it might not be any good. I'd love to find a white source. No lands are safe. Ding, ding, ding. What? If this is how this league ends, how hilarious how hilarious matches. We got there against Spy because they drew their swamp. And so when we Cleansing Wildfire them, it was a Stone Rain. Who else did we beat? We beat somebody else. Who else did we beat? I don't know. We beat Did we beat Mono Red? Yeah, we beat Mono Red, who just didn't really do anything. We got to turn 6 despite not really interacting much. And then we lost to Terror, which wasn't close, and lost close ones to Affinity. Yeah. Okay, so maybe there's something to Dust to Dust and like this kind of Ponza-ish thing, even if it's not quite. I'm getting a white source here and got Ephemerate for my Avenging Hunter. Okay, so yeah, we just got really, really lucky. Let's have a look at the deck list and what we would say we have learned, other than we got really, really lucky. There is something to, especially with Dust to Dust and the format a load of artifact bridges, there is something to Accelerant onto Acid Moss turn 3. That's fine as a plan. The Wild Growth I still kind of like. The Ministrants are bad. I will accept that. The Elementalist package being like a very slim thing that, the fact that we don't have any other graveyard stuff going on means I don't mind having that as well, but it is just another really expensive thing. Maybe this being another 2 mana like spell to get us to 4 mana is fine. Like I was saying, I was thinking about the spider guy. Who's the spider guy? I was also thinking about other like 2 mana. Yeah. I think this is my first guess as Leyline Weaver. As another thing to just do the thing where you get up to 4 mana. It kind of helps if you can do like Chrysalis and Leyline Weaver. Almost play this on 4. That's 3 mana for this on turn 5. Say turn 5 you got 5 mana. You can spend 3 of it on but you've got 3 mana back. You know what I mean? You get what I mean. I'm not going to finish the thought. Maybe this untapping actually means that you can do a really big turn 5, or yeah. The other option is something that interacts favourably with Ephemerate, because that's not really something we're actually making that much use of at the minute. It could be, is Boarding Party just not it? Is Boarding Party just also too expensive? I could see that actually this is enough. Like this is enough top end. They weren't particularly good any time, I don't think. But that'd be a shame, because that was kind of what made me think about this deck. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. I'll be interested to see what other people think. I might return with another Ministrant to Obligations deck, because, I mean, 3 mana for a 2-1 and 2/1/1s is so good. And yet the card is definitely not that. Yeah, let me know if you have any thoughts. Again, then you're back to like, there's not that many white spells. Then you're back to, well, why are we playing the Wildfire and the Bridges when we could be playing Utopia's Fall? And then you're like, oh, the deck looks good all of a sudden. Who could say?